Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tonancy Sylvia, but you guys can just call me Nancy. So for today's video, I wanted to do a get ready with me while I was doing my eyeshadow. So my face is already done. So let's go ahead and get into it. For the palette today, I'm going to be using the 3502 palette. I haven't used it yet. It hasn't actually even been opened or used. I've had it for a while, but I wanted to film with it, so I kind of just kept it on hold. This color I'm going to use is going to be Universal. So let's go ahead and put some of that on. And my eyes are already primed, so I don't need to do that. I am 21 years old. I will be turning 22 in April. I have a daughter who she's 11 months now, but she'll be turning 1 in March. And I am very excited for her birthday. She is just the cutest little thing ever. You know, we're not like a perfect marriage. Like, you know, we have our problems. So I'm not going to try to sell you on a fantasy because we're not perfect. We're not perfect people. And I'm just not going to tell you that we don't fight, because we do. We make human errors just like any other human. And that's just kind of part of life. So I don't want to sell you on things that aren't true. Anyway, we met in high school, our senior year. We just continued dating. Eventually, he moved into my house right out of college for him. I didn't end up going to college. It was just kind of a decision I had made. I wanted to pursue other things in life, and at that time, I wanted to go into the Air Force. So then I'm going to be using the R37, and I'm going to be using the color Flux. Alright. So I wanted to go into the Air Force getting right out of high school, but things didn't end up working the way I wanted them. And it's no one's fault. It was just I kind of changed. I got a tattoo, and at the time, like, I couldn't go into the Air Force because I had a tattoo, which is this one. So anyway, I was just working at the time. I was working at Sprouts, and he was working at Sears, and also was going to school. And a lot of things happened that I'll maybe get into a different video about. He ended up moving in with me, and our first year was so hard. It was hard. That year that he moved in, I wasn't used to living with another person and sharing my life with them. And he was very messy and I was very clean. It made for a lot of fights. But again, we were just children. We weren't expecting to go into something like that right in the beginning of our relationship, which I don't regret. Things happen for a reason. We ended up getting engaged that same year, but that was not the reason why he moved in. And then that was hard on itself. We weren't on good terms with his family at this point, and we were living at my parents' house. He was going to college, and he was working, and I was working. Well, I think I quit Sprouts because I lived so far now from where I was. It was hard to commute because I didn't have a car and my parents worked. So I ended up just looking for a different job, which is how I ended up working at a salon. I worked at the salon for 2 to 3 years, I think. I was a receptionist, and that's kind of where I learned how to do hair, and that's where I got into makeup a lot. But I needed some monies because we were at this time trying to save up for a wedding and just to kind of move out of my parents. So I ended up getting a job at 24 Hour Fitness, and it was just such a great job. Like, I love working there. I love the people. The people were so nice. I made a lot of new friends. Quickly right now, I'm going to go ahead and grab the E17 brush and go into Dust. So I really like working there, but it was a hard job. I was the sales rep, and it was stressful, because we needed to meet a quota every time, and you know how sales go. It was hard. And then a couple months into it, I got promoted in my other job. So I was working 2 jobs. At one, I was full-time. Actually, I was full-time in both. I was working 80 to 100 hours a week. It was a lot. Like, he and I barely got to see each other during this point. So then I got offered a job at the salon that I was working as a receptionist, which was really nice. Because I really liked working there. I was so into like the makeup, I was into the hair part of it. It was the perfect job at that time. So I ended up getting the job to where I was promoted, and I was kind of offered a raise. It was kind of shady because they didn't give me the raise. You know, I worked for a whole month on my regular paycheck. This was back in March. So in March I got offered the promotion because a lot of things went down with that company. So I was gonna step up with someone else. So I was gonna be their manager, and she was gonna do kind of the back end of stuff. In the ending of March, I gave my 2-week notice at the 24-hour fitness because I was gonna make the same amount for working more hours. So I gave my 2-week notice. So in April, I went full-time at my other job, and they had promised me a promotion, which was cool. I was like, yes, I want it. I want that promotion. Like, I want to be here. I'll commit. But they ended up screwing me over. So for like a whole month, I worked without like getting a raise that I was promised. And so I like talked to the owner, and I was like, oh, like, hey, when are you gonna give me my raise? You know, like, I've been working here for such a long time. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna go into stone with the same brush. Like, I've been working for like a whole month without like getting that raise. So like, when's it gonna happen? And like, it kind of like tells me like, oh, you aren't getting the raise. And here I am taking on a lot of responsibility because I was there most of the days. They only had another employee, so I was covering most of the shifts, staying there most of the day. And he comes out telling me that no, you aren't getting your raise, but you're gonna be working. And so I was like, okay, like, am I getting it a week from now? Like, what's up? And then they're like, oh, we can't afford it at the time. We just kind of need you to wait it out. And I was kind of pissed. I was kind of mad about that. Like, I am working so hard for you guys to not give me this raise. Like, I quit my other job. Like, hello. I was very mad at that. And because I like my other job, but, you know, I thought this job would kind of be better for me. And it ended up not being better for me. It ended up screwing me over. Alright, so right now I'm going to go into toast with the E18 brush. Alright, so then I was still doing this work, but now I wasn't happy about it. Like, I wasn't happy anymore. The girl that was managing was kind of starting to be kind of mean to me because I wasn't as happy to be there. And we just kind of ended up getting in a lot of arguments. And I was just angry. Like, can't expect someone to just do free work for you without paying them. And I think that's what kind of they expected because I was there for so long. I lasted that long until July. I don't know when in July. I don't remember. But I ended up quitting, and she said something to me that ticked me off so much that I just like up and quit. Like, I was in like at least an hour to 2 hours into my shift. She said something and it pissed me off. So I was like, you know, I fucking quit. Like, I was like, nah, I'm not having your shit. Like, kind of what I said. I don't remember everything I said. Oh, I remember why I quit. Okay, so it was Memorial Day or something. Like, it was a holiday, and it wasn't my day to work because I usually had Mondays off because that's when Trevor didn't work. So I wanted to spend time with him, and like, we already had plans. And she texted me that day and she's like, you're gonna work. And I was like, no, I'm not. The next day she was pissed that I didn't go to work, and she thought I was being lazy. And I was like, seriously, you are getting mad at me for not wanting to come in on my day off. You're not even paying me to be here. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I was not happy. In this time in my life, I was a really mean person. Like, I stood up. Even if I was wrong, I stood up for myself. In the really not so good way, I'm gonna go back into flux using the R37. Like, I was gonna stand up for who I am, not giving the freaking rat's ass of the consequences. And so I quit. I was just like, I freaking quit. Like, bye, bitch. So I ended up quitting. That's when I stopped working, so I haven't had a job since then. But I was looking because I needed money. I was paying half of the rent at my parents'. My boyfriend, not husband, was paying our other bills, like our phone. Like, we were tight on money. I was trying to look for a job, and then in May I kind of had like a thing to where I thought I was pregnant, but like no, it was during Father's Day, because I remember taking a pregnancy test on Father's Day, but it came out negative. But like I knew something was off with me. Like around May, I took another pregnancy test and it came out positive, and then I went into Planned Parenthood and confirmed that I was pregnant. And I was pregnant. Like, that was my life now. So before the pregnancy, he and I were in such a tight spot because I had just lost my job. I wasn't working and he wasn't making that much money. And like at this time he wasn't going to school anymore. So then we kind of called off our engagement / wedding because like we were stressed out and we were arguing so much because of financial problems. That was kind of the burden in our marriage. So we were kind of fighting constantly, and just a lot of things happened and we weren't happy. And then I got pregnant, and that kind of made us like think, you know, like now I am pregnant, I am here pregnant, and we needed to figure our shit out. Like we needed to figure out what our next step was. So come July, we decided we were gonna get married and we were gonna have our baby. That was never a doubt. I am, no offense to anyone if you guys believe in abortion, but I personally don't. I screwed up, so it was now me and my job to take that responsibility. And during this time I told him, like, if you don't want to be involved, then that's fine. I am not going to pressure you into marrying me. I'm not going to pressure you into having our baby. Like, I will do this on my own if that comes down to it. And he's like, no, like, let's do it. Let's get married. Like, let's raise our daughter. So that's what we did. So we ended up planning a wedding. Then in July, we had that whole month to plan a wedding. And we got married. I'll go ahead and put some pictures somewhere down here of our wedding. It was small. Nothing fancy, you know. I wasn't looking for fancy. Like, I was stressed out. I let his sisters kind of handle that part because I didn't want to stress out. I knew that if I kind of took charge of it, that I would get stressed out, and then like I just didn't want to be stressed out. I ended up just kind of sitting back and enjoying my pregnancy. So we ended up getting married, and that was good. Our relationship kind of started getting better because I wasn't stressed out anymore. He wasn't stressed out. Well, he was stressed out financially, but we weren't arguing, and that was kind of the turning point in our relationship where we're doing good now. I'm going to go ahead and put fire on my eyes, and I don't know where I'm going to put this yet, but I'm going to be taking the M518. So anyways, that was kind of the turning point to where like it has to get better. Like you and I kind of have to work it out. It's not just us, it's us plus someone else. So we stopped fighting, and like I enjoyed my pregnancy, especially because I got to stay home. Not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people can, and I was very thankful that he kind of stepped up to the plate and he let me stay home and let me take care of myself and our daughter. My parents stepped up too. They took on more responsibility so that I can stay home, which was really nice. I liked being home. And around October, we found out she was a girl, and we were so excited. So I really like One Tree Hill, and I like the name Peyton, so that's where she gets her name, Peyton Silver, because I've always liked silver as a name. So I was really excited about that. But my parents and my grandparents could not pronounce Peyton, so I wanted to give her a Hispanic name, which came to be Sophia. And I also got Sophia from Davis Brooks, whose real name in life is Sophia Bush. But I ended up spelling it the Mexican way, and that's how her name came to be. It was kind of hard to raise a baby living at my parents' house because they wanted to input their opinion, and then my dad's kind of loud. He doesn't try to be loud, but he's just loud. So he was making a lot of noise, and he would wake up the baby, and whenever I put her down to sleep, he would be up, and it was really hard. So we ended up getting into a lot of arguments, unnecessary arguments with my parents. So we wanted to move out. It was just kind of time. We were raising our daughter. We were growing up, like we were now a family. I didn't have to need my parents. This was my responsibility. It wasn't my mom's. It just wasn't their responsibility. Is how we ended up in this house. I don't know if I'm putting this video before my house tour or after, but you guys will get to see where I live. And now we live on our own. We've been living here back since August. We've been living here. And life is good, you know. I finally got the room space to do my videos. So the way that works is on Saturdays and Sundays my mom takes my daughter. So Saturdays she picks her up and then we get her on Sundays so that I can do this. So I can make videos because it's a big passion that I've always had. It was something I've always wanted to do. You know, I don't take that for granted. They are being very helpful. So the way I got into YouTube is because I've always wanted to do it. This is back when I was in middle school. My friends and I kind of film stuff. And then I'm taking this M432 brush and going into stone. I remember one day my friend, she and I were having a sleepover and we got just the crazy idea to get ready to like get night, like put makeup on, get dressed, and we were gonna film a video. So we ended up filming the video on a camera. Don't know where that camera ended up, and I don't know where the video ended up or what we ended up doing it. So we ended up filming it, and I remember having so much fun doing it, but we never ended up posting it online. So this was back in either middle school or high school to where we did this video, and that's where it kind of stayed. I got really into crocheting when I was pregnant with my daughter. I was making her clothes. I'll post a picture so you guys can see what I was kind of making. So I was making her clothes and I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, but I was also watching like other funny videos. But I was kind of learning how to crochet online. And then that kind of brought back the spark of me wanting to like do a YouTube video. So that is what I ended up doing. I talked my parents into getting me the stuff for me doing chores around the house when the baby came out, because that's what I wanted to do. So they bought me the camera that I'm using, and then I slowly bought other stuff that I needed. And I tried filming when I was at my parents' house, but it was just kind of hard because 4 people plus the baby, 5 people lived at that house, and it was loud and I could never get a spare moment. So then I ended up just kind of having to put that in the back burner. And then once we moved, I ended up filming a couple videos without posting them because they didn't come out good. The sound wasn't good. I couldn't figure it out. And then I'm gonna take Zizzle and put it in with my finger on the lid. It was crazy living with other people. So I never got to do it. And then once I moved here, like I started filming, and I filmed some videos, but it was like they didn't come out good, and I didn't know why. I'm a perfectionist, so if it didn't come out good, like I was not gonna post it. That's my first video, you know. Your first video, you kind of have to do it good so that people want to watch your video, so they know that you have good content. I like the last one that I made, so I finally got the courage to post it because I said this year, like 2018, I am gonna get the courage to finally post it. So I did. I ended up posting my first video, which was the drugstore video, and I got a lot of great response off of it. So I was really happy that I did it, like that I finally got the courage to do it. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this 213 brush and highlight my brow bone with it, and then I'm gonna go into Pure. And so here we are, a couple videos later. I am really liking the YouTube community. I really like this. It just started out as a hobby, and let me know if you guys like these types of videos. I mean, I know I'm a beauty channel, but I want to be able to let you guys into my life because I want you guys to have that connection with me. I want you guys to not think of me as just a person you see, but like a friend, because I want to make a difference in the world. I've always had big dreams about helping other people, and yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and get my eyelashes, mascara, and eyeliner off camera. I'll be right back. I added a little white line as eyeliner. I really liked it, so I'll go ahead and put everything that I used that I didn't talk about down below. So let's go ahead and finish up the look. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the Carli bybel beige Cosmetics palette. And then I like this color, so you could go ahead and use that one. And then I'm going to be grabbing this Morphe M510 brush. So I'm going to go ahead and put some highlight. I've always wanted to make a difference. Even if I don't get a lot of followers, even if I just change one person's life, I am happy with that. Alright, and then just for a little pop of color, I'm going to go ahead and take that white and just dab it a little. And then for setting spray, I'm going to be using the Morphe setting spray. Alright, and then for lipstick, this is Daddy from Jeffree Star. This is in the collab he did with Manny. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys really liked it. If you guys like videos like this where I do a makeup look and you guys kind of just get to know me, then let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up. If you guys have any questions you guys want me to answer, any ideas for my next videos, then comment down below. Also, I am doing a giveaway. The rules to this giveaway is 1, you have to be a subscriber of mine. 2, you have to follow me on Instagram. And 3, you have to tag 3 friends on my Instagram, which is Tonancy Sylvia, to be entered the giveaway. The more you tag people, the more entries you'll get, so the higher chances you have of winning. But other than that, I'll see you guys later.